So here's the big question, right? How do you build an audience that doesn't just show up once, but keeps coming back for more? Well, the answer is kind of surprising. It actually comes from a story that's over 100 years old, and it's all about how you can turn a single event into a real, lasting tradition.
And this right here, this is the heart of it all. We're all told to chase those viral hits, the big flashy moments. But real, deep loyalty, that's not built in a flash. It's built through rituals. It's about creating something people can actually count on, something that becomes part of their routine.
And that brings us to the big one. The question that, let's be honest, every single creator is asking themselves.
Yeah, this is the puzzle, isn't it? You pour everything you've got into your work, you hit that publish button, and then you just wait. You're sitting there hoping it wasn't just a one-hit wonder. So seriously, how do you get them to come back?
Well, believe it or not, the answer is wrapped up in the story of a tree. I know, sounds a little strange, right? But this lesson from 100 years back is the perfect playbook for turning one single moment into a tradition people just can't break.
Okay, so let's go back in time. The year is 1923. World War I has ended, but America is, well, it's a little lost. It's trying to figure itself out again, looking for something, anything, that can bring people together.
So picture this. It's a chilly December night in Washington, D.C., and standing there on the White House Ellipse is this huge 48-foot balsam fir. It's the very first of its kind, a national Christmas tree for everyone.
And there's a crowd. We're talking 3,000 people gathered around. They're all curious, wondering what this whole new thing is all about. This wasn't your typical holiday party. This was something brand new. And then, bam! At 5 o'clock, President Calvin Coolidge hits a button. And just like that, 2,500 lights, red, white, and green, explode with color, lighting up the whole night sky.
But look, this was so much more than just pretty lights. To really get why this mattered, you have to remember the time. The country felt divided, It desperately needed a shared experience, a symbol that went beyond politics. And that tree, well, that tree became the symbol.
Okay, and this is the key takeaway. The real magic wasn't the tree itself. It wasn't the biggest tree, it wasn't the fanciest. The magic was that they did it again the next year, and the year after that. The power wasn't in the object, it was in the promise of return.
So the big question is, how do we take this 100-year-old lesson and actually use it today? Well, we can break it down into a super practical model, the National Tree Framework. See, building an audience that sticks around isn't about getting lucky. It's about having a system. And this story about the tree, it gives us 3 clear principles for turning any one-time thing into a tradition people love. First up, consistency. Simple, right? That tree lighting happens every year, same time, same place. For you as a creator, that means picking a schedule and honoring it. Whether it's a weekly newsletter or a monthly video, you show up. Your audience learns, oh, it's Tuesday, that thing is out. They can trust you'll be there. Okay, number 2 is ritual. Think about it. They don't just flip a switch for the tree. It's a whole ceremony, right? With music, people gathering, it's an event. Your content needs that same feeling. It could be a signature opening, a specific format, or a catchphrase. These little things make people feel like they're a part of something, not just consuming something. And last, but not least, value. For the nation in 1923, the value was a feeling of unity. For your audience, it has to be something they can't get anywhere else. Maybe it's a mind-blowing insight, or maybe it's just making them feel connected or understood. Whatever it is, it has to be worth their precious time, every single time.
So let's put it all together. The tree's same time, same place? That's your consistency. The ceremony around it? That's your ritual. And that feeling of unity? That's your unique value. Consistency, ritual, and value. That is the recipe.
Okay, but actually putting this framework into practice, it means you have to think differently. It kind of goes against everything we're told about growth hacking and chasing numbers at all cost. Which leads us to a truth that might sound a little rebellious today. Loyalty beats virality every single time. Sure, going viral might get you a huge crowd for a day, but it's loyalty that actually builds a real community.
Here's the best way to think about it. Viral content is a firework. It's a huge, spectacular flash, and then it's gone. It gets a crowd. But ritual-based content, that's a tree. It grows slow and steady, and eventually it provides shelter for a whole community. So you have to change your success metric. It's not about reach anymore. It's about your return rate. Who's actually coming back?
At the end of the day, a small, loyal audience is so much more powerful than a massive, indifferent one. So what does that mean for you? It means you stop chasing every new trend and you start building your own traditions. It means you focus on producing consistently, not just constantly. You care more about real engagement than you do about empty view counts.
Look, it all boils down to this. Stop chasing the algorithm. Just stop. It's going to change tomorrow anyway. Instead, start building the ritual, because that's something you actually own. That's something that will last.
So the next time you sit down to create something, just ask yourself this one question. Think back to that tree in 1923. Are you building something for just a moment, or are you building it to last a lifetime? Are you lighting a firework, or are you planting a tree?